Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. And this morning we're talking about an ongoing strike in Seattle, which is creating delays in the school year. And this is asking our question of the day: should teachers be paid more? Make sure you vote online through our app and take part in the discussion on our KOAM Facebook page.
Plus, we'll have how a local bookstore is making sure students have plenty to read this year.
But first, our top stories right now at 7. A triple fatal in McDonald County takes the life of 3 people.
Yeah, take a look at this 7-day forecast. Temperatures look absolutely wonderful. And we're going to break down everything that we've got coming up, including those shower chances, here in just a few minutes.
And a local Model T Ford Club kicks off its tour around Southeast Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. It was an absolutely beautiful start to the day. Not nearly as much fog as we've seen over the last couple of days, but it's been pretty decent, I would say.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on this hour.
There's a lot of activity taking place behind the scenes in this studio. This is the busiest this studio has been in a while at this hour of the day.
We've got 2 more cooking segments with you in our Chef Anthony Test Kitchen.
Yes, Chef Anthony is cooking. I am not. The last time I cooked, it was a TV dinner, so.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was great. I got
He
a lot.
fills in for me and makes a TV dinner on air. Okay.
Well, hey, look, that's because it was a good idea for all the bachelors at home. We brought the microwave out of the break room. Our producer, Ron, came down and assisted me with it. Because it takes 2 people to make a TV dinner.
That explains why that one microwave is broken now.
No, we took the good microwave. And by the way, yeah, we had a broken microwave, and I'm not using the new one. I tried it yesterday to make some pizza rolls. Things like an industrial strength. You could microwave a small family in that thing. It's huge, and it took me 5 minutes just to figure out how to start it.
Well, anyway, we are making something exquisite this morning.
And it's not in a microwave.
Herb and mint crusted lamb chops with sweet carrots on the side. And we're using sous vide cooking to make it.
And it's going to be absolutely delicious. And what else is delicious? Well, a taste of this day in weather history. And on this day, back in 1965, Hurricane Betsy crossed the Florida Keys during the early morning hours. Winds were estimated to about 125 miles an hour with gusts to 165 at Big Pine Key. Obviously, we don't have anything like that to deal with on the local level. What we do have to deal with, and it's going to be extraordinarily tough for some of us, we've got an absolutely gorgeous day lined up for us today. Watching those weekend rain chances as well. And then we're looking at temperatures getting pretty chilly for the evening hours starting in the next about 72 hours. Right now, Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. Lower 48 is pretty quiet. There's some activity out there, but not that much right now. 7th and range line is good. A little bit of patchy fog as the sun comes up this morning. 63 degrees in the city, and we're looking at decent temperatures across the board with some 50s still out in parts of southeast Kansas. So, planning your day, we're looking at an afternoon high today of 88 under mostly clear skies, and going into tonight, we're looking at an overnight low of 63 degrees. And then, of course, we're watching those rain chances this weekend, Saturday night into Sunday, 93 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. We're going to talk all about our rain chances and what the 7-day forecast looks like here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris. When Proposition Public Safety failed before voters in August, the Joplin Police Department questioned how they would retain and hire officers. The city of Joplin worked for the last month to create a new pay plan. While the revised agreement applies to officers, corporals, and sergeants, a beginning officer will receive about $19.23 an hour. The JPD says they've also implemented many suggestions for police retention, including to have patrol officers work 12-hour shifts, which would give them every other weekend off. We'll have more details on the story on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, 3 people are dead from a head-on collision in McDonald County. It happened shortly after 9:30 Tuesday night on US 71 near Brush Creek Road in Pineville. Troopers say 29-year-old Kyler Johnson from Washburn was heading south when he traveled into the northbound lane and struck another vehicle head-on. Johnson, along with both of his passengers, 58-year-old Joseph Lynch from Powell and a 15-year-old from Washburn, all died at the scene. 17-year-old from Neosho was driving the second vehicle. She was flown to Freeman Hospital in Joplin in serious condition. More than 100 people gathered at the Four Oaks Golf Course in Pittsburgh on Wednesday to participate in the regional golf competition. Competition was for students and adults. Unified teams also competed. The teams consisted of students with and without disabilities.
So this is a great time for them to reconnect with each other, but a great time to celebrate each other. Everybody that comes out here, they love it, because it's, even if they don't win, they're so happy for everyone who does win. So it's a great atmosphere, great camaraderie, and great competition.
The event is part of the Unified Schools program that helps reduce bullying and increase inclusion. On Wednesday, a local Pittsburgh Ford Model T Club kicked off its Southeast Kansas tour. The Hillbilly Tour is hosted by the Heart of the Ozarks chapter of the Model T Ford Club of America. Drivers are cruising around Pittsburgh to showcase their classy cars. A driver who turns 100 on Sunday has been driving for 14 years and says driving old cars is his hobby.
Good hobby. This is a good hobby. Old cars.
Well, that's kind of...
They got a lot of old cars around here. There's about 44 people here, old cars, today.
The Hillbilly Tour ends September 10th.
All right, quick check of that 7-day forecast this morning. We got 92 tomorrow, watching the rain chances late Saturday into Sunday. That cold front brings overnight lows back into the 50s to about 60 and keeps daytime temperatures in the 80s until Wednesday, when we see about 90 degrees. We'll have more on the forecast a little later. And coming up next, Chef Anthony, he's back in Studio K to help finish making those, look at that, those mint crusted lamb chops. And later, we're going to take a look at how both Kansas City and the Cardinals did in their respective games. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Welcome back. We are in the Chef Anthony test kitchen this morning making some lamb chops.
Oh yes, and our lamb chops have come out of the sous vide. I mean, that's a beautiful lamb chop.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just an absolutely gorgeous lamb chop. So what we're going to do to start all of this is we're going to start by coating it with a little bit of stone ground mustard.
And this you could just find at your local store
yes.
too. This,
and you can use whatever one you like. I prefer that one over some of the others that are out there, just because I've used it. I know the flavors that it's going to give, and I know how it's going to respond to the cooking that I want.
Okay.
So, and we're going to give it a good coat. And what I'm doing is I'm coating all but the bottom, because these look like little T-bone steaks.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't want to coat the bottom of it, because I want to be able to stand up. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to get it a nice coating all the way around.
You know, last week we cooked prime rib, and it probably cooked for about 30 minutes less in the sous vide. And I mean, they were a little bit thinner cut.
Yep.
But is this typical with lamb chops? With lamb, that like you still get that red coloring?
You still get a little bit, because it is technically a red meat, so you still get a little bit of that coloring. I like to work with the lamb chops because I think it's something different and unique. And believe it or not, this is a great Christmas meal if you're in a couple, because maybe you don't want to do a whole turkey, or you want something different, or you're just that person who's like, you know, I need a nice romantic meal for tonight. This is fabulous.
Oh yeah. If somebody wanted to make me like, well, okay, I'm gonna stop.
So
I'm excited to try this. These
I
really
love
good.
doing these, and I learned these from a chef that I worked for, Chef Marty. He was absolutely crazy about lamb, and the mint jelly always drove him nuts. So he was always looking for a way to do something to get the mint in there, but not have the jelly. Yeah. Now I have my air frying oven set to 350, and I have it hot. So I'm just going to lay these right in there, because all I want to do is crisp up that breading.
Okay.
And it'll be good to go. Now let's talk about our carrots. I've had our carrots sous vide all morning long. So I'm going to cut open the bag, and I'm going to put all of it, juices and everything, right into my food processor.
Juices too.
Juices too.
Well, those juices, you didn't add any juices to it. You
Correct.
just had a little bit of seasoning to it?
I added a little bit of seasoning, some brown sugar, and some butter. So that's all that's in there, plus the juices from the carrot itself. So I don't have to add anything extra to get the consistency that I want. And I'm going to puree those
There you go.
Because I want the flavors on the plate, I want the color on the plate. So you know me, I always try to push it just a little bit more. And I do pride myself in specializing in modern comfort foods. So I take several of the things that you grew up with, that you're so familiar with, and I try to change them and make them better.
Okay.
So I take the simple dishes, elevate them, make them elegant, and this is all stuff you can do at home real easy.
All right.
So we have our carrots pureeing, they look really good. We're not gonna go all the way to puree, because I wanna leave a little texture.
Okay.
Because that's my thing with carrots. I like having that little bit of texture inside there so I know exactly what I'm eating. So.
Well, I noticed, okay, so last week our carrots, they were sous vide for about an hour, and they've gone maybe about an hour and a half today.
Yes.
So they're not gonna have as much crunch as they did last week.
Correct.
But obviously you didn't want that because you were pureeing them anyways.
Exactly, but I want to keep that clean taste that those young carrots, when you sous vide them, that you can get.
Okay.
So that's my primary goal with that.
Okay, so we've got our pureed carrots, we've got our lamb in the air fryer.
And our potatoes are all done. They're ready to go on the plate as well. And when you come back from your break, we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
We'll build
Real
this
quickly
whole
though,
plate.
we have to explain the ducks because Chris teased that we tried to get him to eat the ducks. This your special ingredient.
This is my special ingredient. It goes in everything that I make. What makes Grandma's meal so much better than anyone else's?
It's made with love.
It's made with love. And I love rubber ducks. And my students put this together for me. It's my shaker of love so I can add to my recipe every time I do it.
They weren't calling you a quack?
They think I'm a quack, but that's well deserved. But then we have these guys. This is who I think I am. So this is me, who I see myself as. And then we have how my students see me.
Too funny.
So, and a student made that for me last year.
Most of the time you do have purple hair. That's a little wild, so yeah.
Exactly. You know, I like
Dragon
to.
pride.
That's right. And next week is we'll have the 40th reunion for Pittsburgh High School is coming to the home game.
Oh, wow.
And PHS Culinary is going to do hors d'oeuvres for them. So we're so excited to welcome them back to PHS to let them see how the school's changed and introduce them to our new program.
That sounds exciting. Yes. Yes, we can talk a little bit more about that when we come back as well. All right, I'm so excited to try this. Let's go ahead and go to break, and we will have our finished lamb chops when we return. All right, we are back with Chef Anthony, and we are making herb and mint crusted lamb chops this morning with pureed, semi-pureed, sweet carrots and potatoes.
Yes. So I'm going to start with my carrots. I'm going to put them right onto my plate, and I'm going to give them make them a little bed, kind of like so.
It's all about presentation.
Because you eat with your eyes first, so we want everything to be as beautiful as we can possibly do. And now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take and put a few potatoes. Make sure we drain the potatoes. And we're going to put them right on the edge. And then we're going to add a little surprise. This is carbonated sugar. Pop rocks without the candy coating.
I just tested it. Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna add a
I
little
was hoping
bit.
you would add it to the carrots.
We're going to add those a little bit of that right on top of the carrots because it's going to give a little bit more of that sweetness and a little texture change and a little surprise.
I could still feel it sizzling. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? And then we have our lamb. And I just wanted to get the skin to crisp up just a little bit.
Beautiful. Now, why do we serve it on the end like that?
I'm building height in my plate.
Okay.
Building height in your plate makes it look more appealing to people, to the eye. So it's just a play on the way that it is, because of course people are going to knock it down to take a taste of it. But bringing it out and serving it up to where it sits up like that is just a very beautiful way to show how appealing the plate itself is.
That is gorgeous.
Doesn't that
You've
look
got,
great?
You can see the green and the parsley and the mint with your panko breadcrumbs in it.
Yep.
I'm ready to try it.
Well, knife, fork, please do. Tell me what you think.
And then I have to knock it down.
Now these are just like a T-bone, so you do have to watch for the bone that's inside of there, but that gives them a little bit of character. And I like that T-bone style of a lamb chop. And look at that beautiful mid-rare color inside. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Put a little carrot with it.
Isn't that great?
I thought the prime rib was good last week.
Well, we did strip steaks last week. We did a strip steak last week. Ribeye strip steak.
Yes. Oh, the ribeye steaks. Yeah.
Well, you're not too far off. You can get the same effect with the prime rib as you did with that ribeye steak. So they come out, the texture's the same, it feels the same. Your body can't tell the difference. But if you can't afford to buy the whole ribeye, cooking it like this in the sous vide gives you that feeling. Isn't that great?
Wow, that is so good. So what would you consider that type of cut?
That's medium rare.
That'd be medium rare right there. That's
I
good.
love lamb chops, especially when they're done like this. Can't go wrong.
Wow. So you were talking about the 40th anniversary.
So we're excited to welcome them back to Pittsburgh, and we're lucky enough one of our teachers was the class president. So we're going to work with her. We're going to create some beautiful appetizers for them and let them enjoy them before the game, so that they can see everything that we're bringing to the program now and how we're trying to improve the school, because that's our goal every year. How can we make the school better? And I know your survey this morning is about should teachers be paid more. I'm very happy with the school district that I work for. I'm very lucky and blessed to be with them because they take care of so much stuff for us. They make me feel so welcome. I came in kind of as an outsider, but I feel like I'm home. And I wish more teachers felt that. I'm so blessed to be able to work for USD 250. I can't even express it.
Well, and you do a lot for the school too, and you're also a sponsor of the cooking club and after school club. And I think last week you told me you had 60 kids show up for it. I mean, if that's saying anything about Chef Anthony.
And I love what I do with the kids. I love all my students. They inspire me to push the envelope just a little bit further every single time. So I cannot wait to see what they come up with. We're actually building 3 competition teams this year.
That's impressive.
So I'm very excited for them. We've got some big things coming.
Okay, and I don't know, I hinted at it a little bit, but we have unofficially renamed our test kitchen as the Chef Anthony Test Kitchen.
Well, I
So,
feel very blessed
there
for
you go.
that. Thank you.
All right, and we're also very thankful to Simon Market for providing the lamb for us today, and to Martinez Produce.
For the carrots and the potatoes,
Yeah.
oh man, their carrots, everything coming from there is absolutely gorgeous right now. You cannot beat the quality. So I'm excited to keep working with them and to showcase more of their products with my ideas. And even more so, I have students who cannot wait to come on air and cook for you.
All right, I'm looking forward to that as well. All right,
So.
well, we're out of time, so we better go.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Well, St. Louis Cardinals host the Washington Nationals for Game 3 of their 4-game series. The two teams have split the first 2 games of the series. The Cardinals are on a roll, winning 8 of their last 10 games. This was such a wild finish. St. Louis was down 5-1 going into the 9th, but they scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win 6-5. Tommy Edman gets the walk-off double for the Cardinals. Kansas City Royals also in action. The Royals try to avoid the 3-game sweep in the finale against the Guardians. Another good one. The Royals tied it 1-1 in the bottom of the 9th and ended up taking Game 2 2-1. All right, quick check of the forecast. So, out at 7th and Rangeline, we have this absolutely gorgeous sunrise to start this day. We have some absolutely gorgeous temperatures to accompany it. In Joplin, we've been hovering right around 63 degrees all morning long, and we've been dealing with some pretty chilly temperatures off to the northwest. It's almost like they're slowly sinking southeast, but don't worry, it's going to warm up eventually. 58 Sedan, 57 Fredonia, 56 Yates Center. We got 50s just kind of sprayed right along the area here from Nevada down into Welch, Newada. A little bit of a chilly start, but it's going to warm up. We're actually looking for an afternoon high today around 88 degrees under mostly clear skies. Going into tonight, we got mostly clear skies again, 63 for an overnight low, and then we're watching some rain chances Saturday night into Sunday. Good news is no rain during the daytime hours, but 93 Saturday, 82 on Sunday, and we got a cool down on the way. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29.
And it's been an absolutely lovely start to the day. We just had some lamb from Chef Anthony. I was talking, I've never had anything outside of just beef, straight beef really, when it comes to formal foods, if you will. And so now I've tried lamb. I told him, I said, now I feel like I need to grow a much more rugged beard, start wearing some plaid sweatshirts and some jeans.
All right. We're expanding his
carry an
horizons
axe.
here. Yeah. But that's not the only guest that we have in the studio this morning. We've got someone joining us here in a few minutes from Joplin Naylet to talk about the Liftoff program.
Yep, Literacy Liftoff is what's taking place, and it is very appropriate because today is National World Literacy Day.
National World? World. I think it's World.
Remain out of this, ma'am. I don't tell you how to do your job. You don't tell me how to do mine.
Well, if it's World, then it's national too. So there you go.
There are some strange national holidays, so don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's World Literacy Day, okay? I'm just so used to every day we have is typically National something. National Tanya Bach Day, National Sit in the Chair Day, National Look at the Carpet Day. So it just makes sense you just instinctively add national to any holiday or any event that's going on, because that's what we call it. And we have National Good Weather Day. Taking a look out at 7th and Rangeline, looking at the sunrise. Temperature looks really darn good, as you can see. And temperatures are looking really good, too. 63 degrees in Joplin right now. We still got some cool spots out in southeast Kansas. We're talking 50s in Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, Pittsburgh, Parsons, Columbus. There's a long list of 50s on this board. Otherwise, for a few of us, we're in the lower 60s. As we go through the rest of the day, it's going to warm up nicely. An afternoon high of 88 degrees under mostly clear skies, and then we'll have mostly clear skies again tonight as temperatures drop back down to an overnight low of 63. I want to show you the 7 days because I want to talk about the weekend. First, Friday, 92, mostly clear skies. Saturday night into Sunday morning, some scattered showers. Unfortunately, it's not a lot, which does not help the drought situation. No rain during the daytime hours is expected on either of those days, but the cold front that brings these scattered showers brings our temperatures down. Overnight lows drop back down into the 50s. And then we look at the 80s for afternoon highs, so not a bad week ahead of us. We just wish we could get a little bit more rain.
That would be nice. In the meantime, the Missouri 4-H Foundation recognizes individuals who've created a legacy of service to 4-H by honoring them with membership in the Missouri 4-H Hall of Fame. One of the newest Hall of Fame inductees, Lori Meyer, shares the credit for her accomplishment.
We were surprised. I think our Parents Association and Bob McNary had a lot to do with that. And I believe that's just from working with that group throughout the years, doing the different things that we have done.
Lori has been a project leader and club leader of the Sarcoxie Chiefs 4-H. Well, local bookstore is making sure students have plenty to read this year. On Wednesday, Books A Million in Joplin donated nearly $5,000 to buy books for the Dunawig Education Center. Officials say the students are very excited about the new reading possibilities.
So I have the most incredible staff. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud because people will want them. So really incredible staff. They're highly trained, really committed people. They absolutely love working with kids. I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Well, this is the second year Books A Million has partnered with a local school to donate books. Well, time to dust off the jacket of your favorite book. Today marks International Literacy Day. Every September 8th, groups around the world focus on the importance of learning to read and write. United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization started the unofficial holiday in 1967. Organization says at least 771 million people around the world lack basic literacy skills. They also point out the pandemic led to school closures and disruptions that likely caused even more learning declines and dropouts. To honor International Literacy Day, the National Day calendar suggests volunteering to read to children at your local library or help someone struggling to learn how to read or write. After the break, we're actually going to talk to Jessica Palmert from Joplin NALA to read about her second annual Literacy Liftoff event, which is coming up tonight. And we've got her in the studio now. She's ready to join us right after the break. There she is. Hey, Jessica.
Turning to our morning talker this morning, nearly 50,000 students in the Seattle Public School District were not in class Wednesday after the teachers union voted to go on strike just a day before the school year was scheduled to start. Now, the union represents 6,000 teachers and 95% of them voted yes for the strike. They are still on strike today, and that decision leaving some parents scrambling, while others say they understand why this is happening. Educators say their demands are simple. They want better wages, reasonable workloads, and support for themselves and their students. And that brings us to our something to talk about this morning. Do you feel teachers should be paid more? You can vote through our website, through the app, and of course take part in the discussion on our Facebook page. So far, 75% of you say yes. 25% of you say no. Quick recap of that 7-day, 92 tomorrow, rain chances through the weekend, overnight, and then we are looking at decent weather as we head into the start of next week. Again, I know with the drought situation, we need more rain, and these scattered showers are just not going to cut it, unfortunately. And we're looking at a dry week ahead, but at least if you've got outdoor plans, sporting events, activities of that nature, we've got a decent week lined up as temperatures top out close to 90 by midweek, and check out those overnight lows back down into the 50s and approaching 60 by Tuesday night. We've got more of the KOAM morning news coming right your way after this. Welcome back. We've got Jessica Palmer from Joplin NALA Read, and she's here to talk about the second annual Literacy Liftoff. Good morning, Jessica. We're going to start with the most simplistic question.
Okay.
What does NALA stand for?
It stands for Neighborhood Adult Literacy Action, and we are a nonprofit organization that provides tutoring and classes for native English speakers who want to improve their math, reading, or spelling skills. We also provide classes and tutors for those who are not native English speakers who want to learn English. So we provide both of those at free, no cost to the student.
So that's actually, I mean, that's an impressive community service to be able to provide that for free, because, I mean, this reading and then just for those that don't speak English, this is an essential skill in order to get by just in day-to-day life with basic tasks.
Absolutely. And 36 million Americans actually have a below third grade reading level. And so that contributes to not being able to get a good job or get a job in general. You know, have to read something in order to get a job. And if you can't read at all, that's a really serious problem. And so we want to be able to alleviate that stress for families and provide that free of charge. Because if you can't get a job, you can't pay for the tutoring either. So we want to make sure that that's free to the student.
Right. Exactly. If you don't have the job, you're not making the money, then you can't pay for the services that would otherwise help you. So it's great to have a community resource like this for those that need it.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of also making sure the community knows that you're there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So NALA has been around for 40 years, actually 41 this year. And so we've been providing the service for quite some time. We're at 123 Main Street in Joplin, Missouri. And we would just love to have more awareness, let people know this service is available. We want to help the community. There's 11,000 residents in Jasper and Newton County that also have a below third grade reading level. And so there is a need in our community. And so tonight we are having our Literacy Liftoff event to raise awareness and to help people to see this is what we do. We want you to come feel comfortable, come sign up if you want to tutor or receive tutoring. We are always looking for volunteers. And our event is just going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a really good time.
So tell me a little bit about the Literacy Liftoff tonight. What all are you doing? And you kind of touched on what it's about, but just a little more detail. What all is this for and what's going on tonight?
Well, so this is our major fundraiser of the year, so please come ready to support Joplin NALA Read. But we are having tethered hot air balloon rides, the chances for that. We have bounce houses. We'll have some games from the kinesiology department at Missouri Southern State University. They're going to come out and do the parachute game, and they'll do 9 square and cornhole. We're really excited about that. We'll have a few food trucks. So we've got Hershey's Mobile Ice Cream Parlor, Holy Tacos, and then a third food truck. I'm telling you, the third food truck is the hardest for me to remember these days. But it'll, Hail Yeah Barbecue.
Yes,
we're
yes,
excited to have
okay,
them
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. A lot of community organizations are coming out to showcase their services as well. And so we're just excited to partner with them and to raise awareness for literacy.
And for more information about tonight or just about Joplin NALA in general, where can people go?
Absolutely. So about our event, you can go to our Facebook page, Joplin NALA Read, and you can also go to our website for information about our organization. It's www.joplinnala.org, and that's 2 N's. So,
Jessica,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining us this
Thank
morning.
you.
And of course, we'll have all this information in case you missed it on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. We're back right after this. All right, Skywatch Storm Tracker is looking pretty clear right now. And if we zoom out to the entire lower 48, you can see there's really not a lot going on out there across the country. There is some activity, just not that much around our area. And around our area, you can see why, because we got clear skies with some patchy fog burning off in the distance. Temperatures looking pretty good right now. 63 in Joplin. We've just been kind of hovering around that all morning long. And out in southeast Kansas, they've been just watching temperatures slowly kind of drop off a bit. Now they're starting to warm up. We'll still have 56 in Yates Center, 58 Chanute, Iola, 59 Parsons. Pittsburgh has come up a bit, and so has Columbus, up to 61 degrees and 64 in Carthage. As we go through the rest of today, we're going to see mostly clear skies, 80 by noon, 88 as afternoon high, and 72 at 8 o'clock. And mostly clear skies hang on through the overnight hours as well, 68 at 11, 65 by 2 a.m., an overnight low of 63 degrees. Going into the weekend, we are watching some scattered shower chances Saturday night into Sunday morning. So the daytime hours both days should be all right for outdoor activities, but overnight, some scattered showers, not enough to really help with the drought situation, unfortunately, but a little rain is better than no rain. 93 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Quick look at the future track, and this is what's going to bring us that rain and some cooler temperatures as this cold front off to our north and west. That'll slowly make its way into our area, bringing us those shower chances. And look at that 7-day. 92 tomorrow, mostly clear. The rain chances, look at these lows dropping off into the 50s, highs cooling off to the 80s. I was about to just disappear, but I don't want to do that because we want to send it over to Tanya Bach for a look at Consumer Watch.
That's right. Movie theater operator Cineworld Group has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the U.S. UK-based company, which operates about 500 Regal cinemas in the U.S., is saddled with billions of dollars in debt and faces weaker than expected attendance as moviegoers return after pandemic lockdowns. The company says it plans to operate its global businesses and theaters as usual and will continue to honor all customer membership programs. With inflation at 4-decade highs, workers are naturally hoping for a biggest pay raise as they can get to keep up with the soaring prices. But a Salary.com survey of more than 1,000 companies in diverse sectors conducted this summer finds employers plan to offer an annual raise of 4%. That runs well below the current annual U.S. inflation rate of about 8.5%. We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Specialist Joshua Hall. Carthage, Missouri native, served in the Middle East and Europe starting in 2013 as part of the 34 ABCT Air Defense Artillery. This decorated veteran earned a number of awards, including the National Defense Service Medal, the Army Service Ribbon, and the Global War on Terror Medal, just to name a few. Specialist Joshua Hall, we thank you, today's four-state hero. Kevin Smith returns to his cinematic roots with a third film in the Clerks franchise.
Rick Damigella reports.
Sit around and watch the same movies over and over. I always thought you could have made a cool movie. You're right.
The guys behind the counter are back in Clerks 3. Following a massive heart attack, Clerk Randall decides to make a movie.
What's the movie going to be about?
It's going to be about an hour and a half. I hate long movies.
Writer-director Kevin Smith's heart attack in 2018 informed the story.
I was trying to do it ever since we wrapped Clerks 2. There's been some permutation of Clerks 3 that I've been trying to make, but the heart attack ramped everything up. Once I made it out of there, it was a matter of like, all right, well, you're living on borrowed time, act accordingly.
It's become a very comfortable thing being these characters and working with these guys. It makes it very easy to do.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We pop up in a lot of the Kevin's movies, just even if it's just like in Jane, Silent Bob Strike Back or Reboot or what have you. And so these characters are always fun to play with, so to speak.
Maybe Jane, Silent Bob could be characters.
That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Jason Mewes never imagined doing movies after the original Clerks.
Even after the movie was done filming, I went back to a normal job, which was roofing and delivering pizza.
What the hell is this?
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Pajama party. I'm so excited for Clerks 3.
It would be a great time for a pajama party, really.
Chris wants to have a pajama party and watch Clerks 3.
I think that's a good idea.
We should make that our
Trevor's
morning
giving
poll
us a
tomorrow.
thumbs up, so if he says it's good to go, I trust him.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you could see his face, he's very trustworthy. We're going to have him over here one of these days. We'll just show the world what Trevor looks like.
Well, if there were any actual operating video stores, we could totally host one there.
There's not even really any old
That
abandoned
one in
ones
Oregon,
left.
I think, is done and over with.
Is
You
it?
know, the Blockbuster?
Yeah,
Didn't they close finally?
I do not know.
think
I
they
thought
did.
they turned it into like one of those.
There's still a few family videos out there. We could just camp outside of Redbox.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Outdoor party.
That sounds like a great idea. Hey, so we got a little bit of weather to talk about. Not anything right now. 7th and range line is looking pretty clear. Temperatures at 63 degrees this morning in Joplin. And we've still got some cool spots out in southeast Kansas sitting in the 50s. Say Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Fredonia, Parsons, just name a few. It's still a little bit on the chilly side. As we go through the rest of the day, though, we are going to warm up. We're looking at an afternoon high of 88 degrees under mostly clear skies. And tonight, mostly clear skies continue, dropping back through the 60s to an overnight low of 63 degrees. Looking at some shower chances this weekend, Saturday night into Sunday morning. We're looking at mostly cloudy Saturday, showers to start the day Sunday, and then they clear out, and that'll allow us to warm up to about 82 degrees, but overnight lows start to drop off as early as Saturday night. On the future track, take a look. We'll watch here. This is our cold front off to the northwest. It's eventually going to start to slide into our area, and that's what's going to bring us the cooler temperatures as well as some scattered shower chances. Now, unfortunately, for the drought situation, that really doesn't mean a lot. These showers aren't going to do anything, but some rain is better than no rain. And as we get past that, you can see we've got some cool nights ahead of us and warm days, and that's going to be the twist here, is it's going to get pretty cool at night and then warm up nicely by the daytime hours. 92 on Friday under mostly clear skies, rain chances through the weekend, 51 Sunday night, 55 Monday night, and we're looking at 80s pushing toward 90 to start the work week off with clear conditions. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
57.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. Steve Bannon, once former President Trump's White House chief strategist, is expected to surrender to New York authorities for charges related to a fundraising effort to build a wall along the southern border. Bannon called the pending indictment phony. He was pardoned by Trump on the federal level, but the Manhattan district attorney then opened a separate probe. The president of Ukraine says his troops are retaking several towns from Russian forces in the east and carrying out successful strikes in the south. But Ukraine's top general says the war will likely drag into next year. Meanwhile, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations says it has evidence that up to 1.6 million Ukrainians have been interrogated and forcefully deported to Russia. The California heat wave is now in its 9th straight day with no relief until Friday. The state's power companies are asking the public to conserve energy, warning of rolling blackouts if energy use gets too high. The heat combined with dry brush has also led to more than a dozen wildfires across the state.
We've got a pretty decent day shaping up for us this afternoon. We've got mostly clear skies, an afternoon high of 88 degrees. We'll hold on to mostly clear skies through the night. The overnight low dropping back to 63. And a quick check of the 7-day forecast. We're looking at 92 degrees tomorrow, mostly clear. A cold front brings us some slight shower chances Saturday night into Sunday morning. Does bring our temperatures down. 93 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. And look at those overnight lows dropping back into the 50s. And as we start out the work week, we'll be in the 80s under mostly clear skies.
Well, researchers have identified the world's oldest mammal, and it is not a human.
This is an illustration of the small shrew-like creature that scientists believe walked the Earth some 255 million years ago.
They say this animal predates what they thought was the earliest animal by about 20 million years.
And the creature was only around 8 inches long, but it lived at the same time as some of the oldest dinosaurs.
Scientists dated the creature using fossils of hard tissues such as bones and teeth.
And those dental records were published in a study for the Journal of Anatomy on Tuesday. I thought that
It looks
my
like a
father
giant
was the
rat in
oldest
that
living
picture.
mammal.
Oh, yeah, it does have a tail. These look like baby moles, but it looks like a cross between a mole and a rat.
And then that dinosaur is going to come over and eat them all.
But look at those claws.
Well,
only
because
8 inches
it's got to
long?
try and fend off the dinosaur.
What, look, do you see the teeth on it?
Yeah, it's got to try and fend off that dinosaur. But look at that dinosaur. He's eyeballing that nest. He's like, oh, look, breakfast. Hey, that's our time for now. We'll be back here with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.